This is a Fox News alert. The evil terrorist who slaughtered 49 innocent people visited the gay nightclub The Pulse a dozen times. Regulars at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando telling the Orlando Sentinel killer Omar Mateen was spotted at the club multiple times. And tonight, we're learning brand new information about what the 29-year-old terrorist did in the days leading up to his massacre. But On the Record begins here in Orlando with the heartbreaking story from Brett Rigas. Brett was inside the club and was grazed with a bullet, and just a short time ago, he learned that his partner, who had been standing right next to him, did not survive the terror attack.
Got there about 12:30 or so. We had a few drinks, and I had just closed my bar tab on the outside bar, and as we were walking out, the promoter, Nima, a good friend of mine, he had signaled me over and offered to get me a drink, and we were standing at the bar, in the corner of the bar, and there was 4 of us around the loop of the bar, and we just heard some shots, or what sounded like shots, but we thought it was part of the music. We didn't know. The guy next to us said it was just the music, and then I just started hearing glass breaking, and we knew that it wasn't part of the music. So we all hit the floor, and I crawled around the bar and underneath the ice well where there was 2 or 3 other people there, and just laid there with one of the other bartender friends of mine. She was hysterical and was trying to calm her down. She was trying to calm me down, and the shots were right above our head. Like all the bottles in the bar that were on the shelf right a foot away from us were just shattering and breaking, and glass was everywhere, liquor was everywhere. And then I could hear a radio, and I wasn't sure if it was the officer that was there or if the guy was communicating with another person, because I don't know if there was somebody else there or not. I've heard different things, but I only know of one person. And it seemed like hours had gone by when those people got there, until the police got there, but it probably was only 15 minutes or not even 15 minutes.
How did you get out of there?
It was on the corner of the entrance to where the staff goes into the bar, and I just crawled on the floor into underneath the ice well that was right there. Was anybody? Frank was hit. He was hit. Did you know that? I didn't know. I didn't know where he was when we were standing next to each other, but I don't know where he was when I crawled on the other side. There were so many people on that corner right there that I didn't know where anybody was. So you never saw him get hit? No. The music was going, and then all of a sudden it stopped. There was no music. All you could hear were sprays of bullets just over and over again. Did you ever see the killer? No. Did you ever see the flash from any light near the weapon or anything? We were under the bar, and we just stayed there and didn't move until everything was over. Were people screaming, or was it quiet? Yeah, people screaming, people crying. Like, you could hear people everywhere. Did the killer say anything? Was he yelling anything? Didn't hear anything. I didn't hear. All I could hear, and even last night when I was trying to go to sleep, all I could hear were gunshots. Haunting? Yeah. So when you got outside, what did you do? There was a guy that was hit really bad. There was 4 of us, and underneath the bar area, 4 or 5 of us, and there was a guy hit really bad, and the police had us hold our hands up if we were still alive, to hold our hands up. So we held our hands up, and then this was inside the bar? Yeah. So the police came in while you were inside the bar? Okay. Yeah, and they told us if we were alive to hold our hands up. So we held our hands up, and then within seconds they said get back down, because the guy was still inside. So we got back down again, and then they told us to put our hands up again, and we went out of the bar, and they told us to just keep running. So when we got outside, through like the glass that was broken in the front and the front door area, there was a guy on the ground there. I don't remember if he was inside or on the ground there, but the police asked us to help carry him. So there was 4 of us that carried him out, and his arm, he was shot in the arm pretty bad. And the bartender that was next to me was shot in the leg. So when we got to like a safe area behind the Dunkin' Donuts, the cops asked us to take off our shirts and everything and tie it around the wounds of the people that we were with. And so the police were actually inside with the killer when he was actively shooting? Yeah, there was, as I was out going off the dance floor area to like run out of that exit, there was a cop with like a machine gun standing there in the inside of the bar.
And nobody knew where the killer was?
No.
Was it too dark to sort of identify where the killer was, or what do you think it was?
I couldn't have even told you it was a cop. Like, it was dark in there at that time. Like, if I wouldn't have put two and two together that it was the police and it was safe to get out of there, I wouldn't have been able to know who it was standing there. It was dark in there.
And were you looking for Frank at that point?
Yeah, I looked for him everywhere out there, and he wasn't there. And I asked if he was in another staging area. They said there was another staging area, but they didn't know where it was or who was there or anything. How
far away was he from you when you were in the bar before the shooting started?
He was right next to me. Like,
as closer than you and I are?
Closer than we are.
And you never saw him get shot?
No, and when I walked out, I looked for him. There was just so many people on the floor, like face down, and blood everywhere. I just wanted to get out of there, and I looked for him. I didn't see him, and I was just hoping that he got out. Like, I knew what he was wearing, and I looked for his shirt, and I couldn't see anybody's face. Everybody was face down on the ground that was there. I looked for him at the police department because they took a bus before us. So when we got to the police department, I looked for him there, and he wasn't there. And from there I went to the hospital, and they didn't want to give me any information at the hospital. It was hard to get into the hospital. So I left my name and my phone number. They put this hotline number that I called 500 times yesterday, and it was more of a answering service than it was anything. I still haven't heard anything back from anybody there. I wouldn't know that anything happened if it wasn't for his family that drove here from Louisiana and went to the crisis center today.
Who notified the family?
I'm guessing the police. Or
but I mean that they drove here. I mean that did you?
I contacted them.
And said, I can't find him?
Well, I contacted his best friend. I didn't have his mom's phone number, and then she got in touch with his sister, which got in touch with me. And they immediately left within 30 minutes, and we're driving here.
And so all day Sunday you were looking for him. No luck.
We went to the crisis center, and they named off a list of names that were at 2 hospitals, and he wasn't on either one of those lists. So at that point, they basically told us that they didn't know. Like, he was probably one of the casualties that didn't make it. And so this morning I woke up thinking positive thoughts that maybe, because there was 36 people named and he still wasn't on that list of people that had died. So I was hoping that he was just somewhere. And I got the call around 1 o'clock that his family had just found out that he didn't make it.
How's the family doing? Probably pretty poorly.
I can't even really understand them on the phone because they're crying so much, and it's not good for anybody right now.
Tell me about him. Where did you first meet him?
I met him here in Orlando. He had just moved here from Texas. And we actually met at another nightclub, and we didn't talk for a couple weeks after that, and he had been here about 2 weeks, and he called me and asked me if we wanted to have like a redo of our first date, I guess, per se. And we did, and ever since then we've probably spent, in 3 years, 2 weeks apart from each other. Like, if he had to go somewhere for work or visit his family, or I went somewhere for work, it was the only time that we were not together.
So you have a relationship with him, bought a house together?
We have a house together.
And everything was fine until Saturday night?
Yeah. If I could go back and change this, we wouldn't have even left the house.
You know, it's so hard to understand the evil of this, isn't it? I mean, it's like, I don't even, as I said to you when I sat down, I don't even know what to say to you. It's like...
I was afraid I wasn't even going to be able to do this interview because this morning when I got the news, I couldn't stop crying. It was just, every time I look at Facebook and see this outpour of people that are sending their condolences, I can't even look at it because it just brings tears to my eyes every single time. Like, I'm fine 1 minute and the next minute I'm a basket case. It's a lot to take in. You never think that something like this will happen to you. Like, you see things like this on the news and you're like, God, I'm so glad I wasn't there, or it's just something that I wouldn't wish this on anybody.
You know, for me, it's like, you know, listening to these stories, it's like, you know, it's a regular Saturday night and everybody's going out to have fun, and everything is, you know, the whole point is to have fun and to meet people and have a social night, and then this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even usually go to Pulse on Saturday night. And it just was a fluke that we happened to be there last night, or been 2 nights ago. I haven't had much sleep, so I don't really know what day it is.
So how are you? That's probably a stupid question to ask me. I don't even know what to ask you.
I'm getting by. I mean, I don't know. I went to my house yesterday to pick up some clothes, and it was very hard to walk into our bedroom and see his things there, and I knew I couldn't stay there last night, and thank God my friend Lisa had me at her house for...
Do you know any of the other people who were there? That there were, I mean, any other deaths? Or...
I know 6 people on the list so far.
6 on the list?
Yeah.
And who are they?
I mean, about 3 of them are acquaintances that I know from the club, and I mean, one of them I've known since I was a teenager, and I couldn't believe it when I saw his name on the list there. And with the guy that I carried out was another one that ended up not making it through.
The one who was so badly injured?
Yeah.
Boy, it's unthinkable, isn't it?
I can't even describe how the emotions that are going through my mind and my body and everything like that. It's tough.
I was actually surprised that you wanted to talk to us, you know, because I know that you just learned about it. And I figure somewhat you're a little bit in shock, sort of, is my thought.
Well, I mean, the thing is that if I don't get the story out there, who's going to tell it? Like, I mean, you don't want somebody to give you a fabricated story or something that hearsay that I've been hearing on the news. I mean, you want to know something from somebody that was actually there and had to go through this incident. How do you get in with a gun like that? Like, I mean, how do you walk past people like with something like that? I mean, once you're in, so you really, there's really nothing you can do. I don't blame the club, I don't blame the owners, I don't blame any of them. I blame myself for a lot of it because we could have easily just stayed home.
That's not, you can't blame yourself for that. That's not right. I mean, it's like, you know, going down on a Saturday night, I mean, you shouldn't blame yourself. I mean, don't blame yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, there's, regardless, I'm going, it's just what's going through my mind.
What's Frankie like?
He was a great guy. He was very, very funny. Oh, so much. Like, we did everything together. We've traveled, we've been on 2 cruises, we were planning to go to New York next month for his birthday. And all that in one night, just gone.
We appreciate Brett taking the time to speak to us during this obviously incredibly difficult time.